going on, Bucs fans? You're watching Bucs Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Reed Barkus, and wherever you're watching, whenever you're watching, I hope you're having a great day. On today's show, we're going to be talking about a new trade idea for Mr. Maxx Crosby. Mad Max, there's a new trade idea from ESPN, but Ben Sloak put it out, and we're going to take a look at that, see what it looks like, see if that would be something we'd be interested in. Trading for Maxx Crosby, the edge rusher out of the Las Vegas Raiders. Before we get to that, though, we got to update you on the sub battle in February. We only have 8 days left in February. I guess 7 days, maybe a week left because I'm filming this on Friday. So you'll be seeing this either on Saturday or Sunday. Let me know which day you're seeing it on, actually, because I haven't decided yet. But little peek behind the curtain, an extra video so that I'm, have my Saturday and Sunday because me and producer Chip are going golfing. So, got to be prepared to give you guys the best content possible. But to get back on track, we're at 259 subs in the month of February. And Panthers today has 303. Got to catch them. We only have a week left. My guy Tyler Smith has been doing a great job over there. But our NFC South rivals, got to get them. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. What are you going to get? Free daily fun videos from a Buccaneers fan for Buccaneers fans. Fun YouTube video to watch about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and your favorite team. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. While you're down there, hit the like button as well. Appreciate that a lot. All right, let's get into the show, talking about Maxx Crosby and the new trade. But I want to preface this a little bit with Adam Schefter came out with this the other day and said, I was told that the Raiders don't want to trade him, and if they even contemplated it, then it would take a Micah Parsons type trade package. And let's revisit the Micah Parsons trade last year that happened. So the Cowboys gave up 2026 first-round pick, 2027 first-round pick, and Kenny Clark, who is a more than serviceable defensive tackle. Now, Micah Parsons is younger than Maxx Crosby, so do we think you could get that much for Maxx Crosby? He is a little bit older, and I should have done my research a little bit before. I believe Maxx Crosby is turning 30 into the season, and Micah Parsons is not near that. So I think you don't get that for Micah Parsons, or you don't get the Micah Parsons package for a guy like Maxx Crosby. Now, I don't want to say that Maxx Crosby is not good at football because the guy is an animal, and we all know that. I mean, this is Crosby's best 2 seasons. I did the research on, it's not super difficult, but I crunched the numbers and I said, all right, what are Maxx Crosby's best 2 seasons? So 2023 was probably his best season. 90 tackles, 23 TFLs, 14 and a half sacks, which is unbelievable, 31 QB hits, and 50 QB pressures. Now in 2022, he had 89 tackles, 22 tackles for loss, 12 and a half sacks, 36 QB hits, 47. I mean, the guy was on an absolute tear for 2 years, and he still was. And you look at Micah Parsons compared to Maxx Crosby, his 2 best seasons, it's really staggering, man. These guys are dominating the defensive line the NFC and the AFC. But Myles Garrett when you look at his types of stuff, it's just unbelievable. So to get back on track, Micah Parsons, 64 tackles in 2023, 18 TFLs, 14 sacks, 33 QB hits. And then looking at 2021, his rookie year, 84, 20, 13 sacks, 30 QB hits, 47 pressures. The fact that he's younger than Maxx Crosby is just incredible. So that's why Micah Parsons warranted 2 first-round picks. Are you going to get that with Maxx Crosby? I don't know. But circling back to, a guy like Maxx Crosby on your team, I've said this a lot. He will upgrade this defense, and I'll touch on that in a second. But you look at, with our defense, it's Yaya Diaby and Hassan Reddick were the, a quote-unquote edge rushers. But, we need help, and we know this. The main 2 needs on this defense are edge rusher and linebacker. So if you want to focus on linebacker in the draft or just take best player available in those 2 spots, sort of like a 1A, 1B in the draft of maybe a Sonny Styles or a Cassius Howell with like the edge rusher, however the board falls. But I will say it again, and I'll continue to say it. If the Bucs trade for Maxx Crosby, he would immediately upgrade this defense. Immediately. But what would the Bucs be willing to give up? Because, like what Adam Schefter said, They are wanting a Micah Parsons type package, which is 2 first-round picks and a good defensive tackle. That's like us giving up, not Vita Vea because he's nowhere near Kenny Clark, but like a Logan Hall or something like that where you've got production from him, but it's like, how how much are you gonna give for a Maxx Crosby? Like I'm just kind of think about it in my head of like what you want to give up, but we get to see that next. That's what we're going to talk about. Ben Solak's new Maxx Crosby trade. What are you going to give up? Are you going to give a player up? I don't think. This is just my thoughts off the top of my head right now. I don't want to give up 2 first-round picks for Maxx Crosby. He's a little injured. He's older. I'm not saying he's not going to produce and upgrade this team, but I just think 2 first-round picks is giving up a little bit too much of this team's future. Now, everything you've been waiting for. The new trade idea from Ben Solak. The Buccaneers, they receive Maxx Crosby and a 5th-round pick in 2027 from the Las Vegas Raiders. And you peeped it. We're giving up Chris Godwin Jr. And a 1st-round pick this year, 2nd-round pick next year. Now, I did say, I don't want to give up 2 first-round picks. But this is interesting, guys. This is an interesting trade idea because you're giving up probably your number 1 wide receiver target if Mike Evans decides to retire, or not retire, if he decides to move on to a different team. Because if he's on the field, Mike Evans is probably your number 1, but Chris Godwin has always been there, and he's always been a nice 1-2 punch with Mike Evans. Now we got Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan coming back as well. This is interesting. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's got me thinking a little bit, but let's hear what Ben Solak has to say of why this trade makes sense. Raiders general manager John Spytek worked under the Buccaneers general manager Jason Light for years in Tampa Bay. We know this. So he would likely value Godwin more than most other teams. Godwin would be a target sponge in Las Vegas. That's true. And give Kubiak a quality blocking receiver. They're looking for that. Godwin and a 1st-round pick, along with some more finagling in the middle rounds, should get the deal done. Crosby would solve the edge rushing problem Tampa Bay has been unable to fix for years. The Bucs haven't had a player reach 10 sacks in a single season since Shaquille Barrett in 2021. Crosby has done it in each of the past 4 seasons. So the question begs, are you willing to give up Chris Godwin for Maxx Crosby and a 1st-round pick and a 2nd next year? That's what it comes down to, because that 5th-round pick in 2027 for the Raiders, yes, they have all these new shiny toys on their team right now with new coaches and new players possibly coming in. They're gonna be bad next year, and maybe they get 5 or 6 wins, but that 2027 5th-round pick is gonna be nothing, like literally nothing. No, I shouldn't say nothing. Some 5th-round picks, but you're basically giving up Chris Godwin. And if Mike Evans doesn't come back to the Bucs, does Emeka Egbuka become that number 1 option on the outside, and Chris Godwin sort of stays in the slot, or maybe you move him outside and you bring Tez Johnson, give him more playing time, or Jalen McMillan? I think Jalen McMillan is going to be a big part of this offense next year. So could you really risk or be able to give up Chris Godwin on this offense where you need it to be good in 2026? With Baker Mayfield going into a contract year, you need it to be well with a new offensive coordinator. So do you want to take away a weapon, but maybe slot in a good weapon on defense because that's where we're lacking a little bit? I don't know. Let's continue on. National Today and Ian Rappaport, they were talking about Maxx Crosby's injury and what that really looks like, because Maxx Crosby did have a season, not season-ending, but they did sit him down for a pretty serious knee injury. So Crosby underwent knee surgery in January after playing through the injury at the end of the 2025 season. Rappaport described the surgery as a repair rather than a trim, indicating a more significant procedure that will require a longer recovery timeline. As a result, Crosby may not be medically cleared to be traded when the new league year begins in March, potentially pushing any deal to the NFL draft or even training camp. So that's the thing that is in the back of my head right now, is how serious is that injury in his knee? because apparently it was, oh, it's nothing. It's just the end of the season. We're gonna sit him just because oh, we're not tanking, but like it's pretty serious. And then it came out to be pretty serious. Like that. This is something that I'm thinking about in terms of giving up a Micah part. I'm giving up a first round pick and a second round pick or something like that, or giving up Chris Godwin a first round pick this year and a second round next year. Is that worth it when you don't really know how serious this knee injury is? So I feel like as more comes out, I think Maxx Crosby's value is at its lowest right now. He's coming off a knee injury, and the last couple years he has produced well. Obviously, only 12 games in 2024, and then 10 sacks in 15 games. I mean, the guy is an animal, and like I said before, he will upgrade this defense. But are you willing to give up Chris Godwin, one of your main receiving targets, on a on a trade like this? I mean, you let me know, because this is all about you guys. I'm just giving you kind of the rumors and my thoughts on it. I want you guys to tell me, would you do this trade? Type T for trade, type P for pass. If you would trade Maxx Crosby, or trade Maxx Crosby, if you would trade for Maxx Crosby while giving up Chris Godwin, first round pick this year, and a second round pick next year. You let me know. My thoughts, if he can stay healthy, I think I do this trade. Now, I love Chris Godwin. My entire family, went to Penn State. I've watched him since then. I love the guy. He's great. He's had some injury problems as well. He has had his knee injuries and can't stay on the. I mean, he can stay on the field, but when he is on the field, he's great. But these two guys have injury problems. So, do you want to trade that up and then lose your first round this year, but gain a fifth round next year? I don't know. I'll stand by. If he can stay healthy, he upgrades your defense immediately. He becomes your cornerstone piece on that side of the ball, and you go from there, and you fill a gap that has been pretty big the last couple of years. So I think I do it. But you guys, let me know down in the comment section. And if you want some more content on the Bucs and you just want to follow more of me, if you like what I'm doing here, follow me on X, Reed_Bartkiss. I post all the videos. I put reposting stuff on Twitter. So if you want to give me a follow over there, I'd greatly appreciate it. Anyone who follows me after this video, I will follow you back 100%. So that is all I have for you today. The Maxx Crosby newest trade. I know some of you guys are like, no, I'm not trading for Maxx Crosby. Or yes, of course I'm going to trade for Maxx Crosby. You guys are both of you guys, you want a new edge rusher, but you don't want to give too much up. That's how it always is. So one team values their player a lot more than the other team, and you don't want to give up some of your players. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching to the end of today's video. And as always, fire the cannons.